What is happening? Oh, yes. We're going to talk about Grayson Rodriguez today. I'm sorry, I'm Nick Pollack. Hi, this is another pitcher video breakdown. We're going to call them Arsenal breakdowns now. I think it's more straightforward because I'm just going to break down the entire arsenal of Grayson Rodriguez, what he looked like in this Dodgers game, and we're going to watch every pitch. I'm going to break down how it works inside the at-bats and what his pitch is trying to do, all that fun stuff. Let's just go. Let's go. So, this is the first one. We don't really see it. It's a low fastball at 99. Yeah, he's throwing 99 all of a sudden. It's kind of surprising because he normally is like 97, 98. And now he's throwing harder? I mean, that's 100. He's throwing 100. And obviously he's jazzed because his adrenaline stuff. And Betts almost kind of does a lot of damage with it. He's sitting on that 100. Let's see what he gets against Freddie Freeman here. And that's interesting. So, I mean, I'm very much about like Blake Snell blueprint when it comes to overpowering fastballs. I think when you have a four-seamer heavy approach, you can either do really two things to be successful. I'll even say that there are three. The first one to be successful that we normally see with four-seamers are pitches that are whiff pitches, right? So that means you are trying to do just this all day. Think like Bailey Ober does this super well. And it's just like you just pound the top of the zone. And that generally means that you have like the secondaries down, right? You see sliders down, you see changeups down, and you separate this while avoiding all of the middle ground, right? So then the pitch comes in here and you don't know if it's going to go there or if it's going to stay straight, okay? The second approach you can have is you can do what I call the Zach Gallen approach, which is instead of focusing up here, you can save it for a couple times. You can have like a little sprinkle of stuff here. But for the most part, you're actually trying to get low called strikes. And these are pitches that nail the bottom of the zone. Guys think that they're going to go down or something like that. They don't. They stay there. And what happens here is that you can actually then go and live down here with everything else. You don't even need to throw these secondary pitches for strikes. You can actually be here. And then sometimes you get like some sliders that are coming like here or not. But you really kind of lean into this, what I call is the neckbeard approach of just doing everything like this. You can do that by establishing four-seamers like that. Generally, when you see the neckbeard approach, it's more sinkers than four-seamers, but we've seen Zach Gallen have success like this. The third one, which is very rare and only like insanely good command guys can do, and oftentimes I see it more with not overpowering fastballs. I see it with like kind of low 90s fastballs, is where you only exclusively throw heaters, four-seamers inside like this, and you just work on jamming completely, right? You can call this like the field goal, like going like this. Or the touchdown approach, and that can absolutely work. I mean, if you remember Irvin Santana having that amazing run, it was him doing this. And generally, when you see that, it means you have either cutters coming in off of this to play with, or sinkers also coming in too. So you really play with the east-west inside game, and then maybe you have like some changeups like here, and you have a random curveball that comes in. But that's generally your approach. So when it comes to Grayson Rodriguez, I see this overpowering 100 miles per hour. You guys know the intent is up here. And then you're going to see, you're trying to see changeups over here. You're trying to see curveballs for strikes. You're trying to see sliders coming underneath too. You don't want to see from Grayson Rodriguez anything that's here. You really just don't want to see that. You're trying to see him land above it or below it. Okay? Cool. Keep that in mind. So seeing these low fastballs is like, okay, you're throwing 100, but that is honestly because you're super jazzed. You have this amazing adrenaline, and you're getting too quickly out with your front foot, or actually your back foot. Your front side isn't catching up, and you're getting too far ahead. But that's the changeup, and that's actually what really Grayson Rodriguez did this game. It was mostly four-seamers and changeup, which can absolutely work with his velocity and the big velocity difference. This is 87 versus like 100, right? And if he keeps that down, which I love that, even though he missed it down, I love that it's down. One of the biggest issues we saw before he returned was changeups being elevated and nothing being low, everything being in the top half, and that doesn't work because then batters just look up the entire time. And that's the kind of pitch where I'm like, oh, I don't want to see that. I really don't. You're not going to get that called strike a ton. You're gonna get that low less often than you should. That is a strike, but you're not gonna get it much. And he's trying to get this for probably a quick out where Freddie Freeman's out in front and rolls over and everything. And that's not it. That's not what he's trying to do. Okay. And you have 99 again. Nice that he's throwing 99, but it's not over the plate. Oh man, that's filth. Oh, that is so filth down like that. Big change of velocity. Oh, mwah, beautiful, right? And if you could do that all the time instead of the things up here. Oh, one more time. Just watch this. This is just disgusting. Oh, amazing. You can see how far in front of it. So maybe you could speed up the bat again for Freeman, or honestly, I would just kind of throw it again, see if you can get away with it. And he does, but it's a little bit too much of the zone. You can see that Freeman is geared up for a heater here. And because it's in the middle of the zone, and this is a strike all the way through, that Freeman, if he's expecting a fastball, which he is instead of the changeup, he's swinging because this is up here. And because now it's hittable, because he's beat by thinking it's a fastball, because it's hittable, he's able to foul it off. But if this were actually down here, Freeman would be swinging here, but then this is a much harder pitch to get to. So that's either a ground out or a strike three. He's swinging if that pitch is actually executed correctly. So that's a big deal, because now you got to actually make another pitch, right? You had the opportunity, you missed it, and I mean, Freeman gave him a gift there. He was fighting up 100, can't really deal with it. But now he's behind, right? Now he's like, I don't know what to do. So I would probably try and go fastball upstairs, because you can see that Freeman did a very defensive swing there. And he gets 101. 101 is great. And he's behind on it, and it's down. If that's upstairs, that's a whiff, because he's behind on it. He gets the out, though. Okay. All right, he threw 101. Insane. Ah! I mean, I know. It's right down the middle. It's a little bit up, at least. At least it's not down and out of the zone or something. But just, like, really appreciate how fast and clean this 101 is. This is like 92. Just like, let's watch this one more time and just really appreciate. Just zoom. There it is. It's just there. It comes out of his hand and then it's just there. Oh, that's nice. And he tugged that one. You know, not good. Oh, that's awesome. That might be the best pitch I've seen so far. Like, if Grayson Rodriguez could find a way to throw 101 up and in to righties on command, like maybe 80% of his fastballs to right-handers. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I will say, this wasn't a whiff. This was a foul ball. This should get a whiff, right? You see 101 in this kind of location. This should return a whiff. I know Will Smith is a good hitter, but it kind of is telling to me that Grayson Rodriguez's four-seamer rise was a little bit worse than this, and actually it was. He did get a little bit lower arm angle, so it's a little flatter, but the actual rise of it, the induced vertical break, was down in this start, which is very interesting. It's a little bit of a different fastball shape at the moment, which prevents those whiffs upstairs, right? He's so behind. He's expecting a secondary. He's expecting a slider down and away, and I mean, this is such a defensive swing. I mean, he's not even like, look where the ball is, and it's like 2 frames, and he gets to it, right? I mean, a good job, Will Smith. But if this is higher up, there's no way he gets this. This is completely just the fence all the way through. It should be an out. So it goes. That's what velocity does. I mean, sure, that was a hit, but like, that's the difference between throwing like 92 and 100. Even 95 and 100. Is 100 creates that terrible contact there. 95 gives a little extra chance for Smith to make that adjustment, right? That's why good velocity is a good thing. It's smaller margin for error, as you know. That's free real estate, by the way. Hey, we saw a curveball. Nice, good job. What's next? On base 329. Fastball, and I think Muncy is not expecting heat. After seeing the first pitch breaker and showcase that he doesn't want to swing at that, kind of says like, okay, he's looking for a fastball. But after that, it's like, okay, probably not. And I mean, intuitively, I would think that Grayson Rodriguez would avoid heat with Muncy. But yeah, him swinging at this 98, he didn't take it. So Muncy is expecting heat. I would have thought that he wouldn't have, but he clearly is. Took the free real estate and then swung at 98. So you have 2 options. You can either elevate and take advantage of his excitement for a fastball. You just have to get it out of the zone. Or you can really throw a changeup down and really destroy him. I mean, that's a really nice situation, O2. You've got options. Whatever it is, don't throw it in the zone. Not in the zone. Yeah, that's the good stuff. It's 98, not 101. Doesn't matter. Why? Because it's well located. Yeah. Love that. Absolutely love that. And I didn't see enough of this from Grayson Rodriguez. Only 4 whiffs on 45 four-seamers for the night. Right? But all right, second inning. I mean, is he trying to do this? Is this the intent? 18 pitch first had a strike. Yeah, it is. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful one. It does look like it has a touch of cut action on this. I want to watch this one more time. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just being stupid because of the camera angle. But that's beautiful. And that typically would set up like a cutter or slider off of the plate. I don't think Grayson Rodriguez has that though. So what he does is, right, he goes back to a heater, and Martinez is thinking like, well, that sets up the slider, right? That he's a veteran. He knows that fastball down and away generally means, especially a big hitter like him, he's not going to get another fastball. He's going to get a slider off of it. And Grayson Rodriguez stinks in a heater. Like that. And Martinez is upset. Like, he's like, oh boy, all right. So now, like, what do? Do you mess around one more time and go higher up? I kind of love that. But the thing is, if you miss with that and you don't get it, then you're kind of saying that you're throwing a slider. But if you throw a slider or a changeup now, you could double up on it or throw the heat, right? So it kind of gives you more options if you throw the breaking stuff now. So he overthrew it. So now you don't know what it is, though, still, right? You could double it. You could play the gambit. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do here. I'd probably go upstairs with the fastball because I think Martinez doesn't know. Like, I haven't seen how well Martinez would hit that yet. Yeah, it's a terrible pitch. Also, because he took those two heaters, he's been showcasing he's looking for a breaking ball. So he, you know, you got to ensure, like, no, I'm going to just pound you with fastballs. And I want him to second guess his approach, right? And just to go back on that point, this is a horrible breaking ball. I mean, this is really like, this is 1-2. This is supposed to be here. This is not supposed to be in the zone. Ugh. And like, you know, Martinez is a little bit out in front. It's a little bit off the end of the bat. That's not really what he was supposed to do with it. Gets away with it. Ugh, not fun. I mean, glad he got an out, but yeah, that's a good fastball to start. That's really nice. Love that. What do you do now? Off of it? Or no, you do another one? Did he get him? No, okay. You can definitely do a changeup off of that now. I mean, that's traditionally what the book is at this point. You throw two fastballs and you change velocity. And he tried to, and he did a terrible one. I would do one again. Might get the out. Yeah, good. I like the pitch call. Why? Because it's 2-1. And after missing with the changeup, generally batters will be like, okay, cool. The changeup wasted. No, go back to the fastball. He doesn't have the changeup. And if you get the changeup there and you execute it, then they roll over it for an out at 2-1, which is really nice. You missed that one, and you got to go back to the fastball now. Yeah, and he's ready for it. And because that's a really good pitch, you think, Nick, that's a great 3-1 pitch. I'm like, you're right. But Peralta's ready for it, right? And I think a guy like Peralta, too, does a really good job. He's generally one of those hitters I would consider more slappy than like a big power guy, like from the left side, like Max Muncy. So he's more willing to go to right field on this. Like, you can see, like, he does a good job of pushing out the bat here. Like, you know, going with it, right? He's not pulling himself this way much more than other guys would be, right? And he's late on it and pushes it. Does a good job. Really good piece of hitting. But this is also, like, a good spot you would think. But actually, in this situation, probably not. Probably better over here. Because of those reasons. Because of the batter himself, right? He tries to get some free real estate, doesn't get it. There he is. He makes the adjustment, gets free real estate. I love the double up pitch call there to make sure he has it. Also, it's a 7-hitter. It's Jason Hayward. Also, really good point about the first one. It's why getting to 3-1 is worse. Because that pitch in an 0-1 count, great. 3-1, no. You know, it's the what's the word I'm looking for? The something of an at-bat. The anatomy of an at-bat. There you go. So he doesn't want to throw a fastball to Hayward here. Gets the changeup call. That's fortunate. Throws another changeup. Gets the double play. These are not good changeups that he's throwing. I mean, you can kind of hear. I think it's slightly broken. I don't know. That's a terrible, terrible changeup. Hayward, you're supposed to drive that over the wall in right field. Like, that can't be that. So I mean, yeah, that was an inning of 2 mistake pitches, like terrible mistakes, returning 3 outs. Right? Like, the best pitch he threw that ever induced the ball in play was that fastball down and away, you could say, and that was the one that was hit for a single. That's just baseball. All right. Ooh, look at that. There's the first, like, real slider. You know, all the 87, 86 stuff has been changeups. That's the 83 slider, and the 79, 80 is the curveball. I want to see more of this. And it's something we really didn't get from Grayson Rodriguez there, because he's supposed to be a slider guy too, curveball too, down. And that's a really good 1-0 pitch, right? That's an aggressive hitter that you took advantage of. That's great. Oh, I was going to say throw it again. He's time for the heater. He wants us to swing at a heater. He's telling you that he wants to swing at a heater. You know? You don't throw him a fastball. Throw him a slider. Yeah. You tried to. You failed at it. I would do it in 3-2 slider. He's not going to do it. Yeah. Taylor will not be able to hit a 3-2 slider if you throw it competitively enough. That's a changeup. That works too. Yeah. Works for me. Right? Like that was a clear at bat where Taylor is just trying to find the right fastball to drive. So if you just throw secondaries well enough, you'll get what you want. Oh my gosh. There's your free real estate with a curveball. Love that. He's done a lot of that. He's done, I think, 3 batters so far, and it's only 7 batters or 7 outs recorded so far. Okay, that's fine. I think it was 9 batters. Yes! Oh, that's a beautiful 0-2 changeup. See, this is the difference, right? I mean, also, the batter here is not Peralta, right? And Peralta is more of a guy that I think would be the one to drive to right field. And that's 98 away like this, you know, debatably a strike or not, like right on the edge. At 0-1, really nice pitch. 3-1, not as much. So, I mean, the pitch call too and everything like that. But just to set this up one more time, free real estate. Then you have the fastball away, which is great. That's really good. And then you have the changeup underneath. Outman is not going to do anything with this. Like, that's just filth. That's exactly what you're supposed to do. I think I did another video about, like, this is what you're supposed to do. Curveball for a strike, fastball in there, and the changeup underneath. Like, that's textbook righty versus lefty. Fastball up.
As a starting pitcher, I'm not going to change my game plan and what I'm doing until they begin.
Oh man,
As a starting pitcher,
this is
change my game plan and what I'm doing.
So the fact that Betts took that all the way is like he's not looking for an off-speed pitch. That's still a hanger. Even though it's on the zone, that's if you're expecting a changeup, you know that's a changeup. Like you will get underneath that and drive that a long way. So Betts wasn't expecting one there. Betts is also the kind of hitter that will adjust in at bats. So I have to imagine he's expecting another one here. No, I mean he really wasn't able to get to that off-speed pitch. Oh, I overthrew that. I was supposed to be a slider. Throw it again. Hey, changeup. Oh man, same-handed changeups are really cool. I love that. I don't think that's a skill that Grayson Rodriguez has. Going down and in with that changeup, it's really, really nice. That is such a tempting pitch. And just dies away. Really, really cool stuff from Grayson there.
On a day where the Orioles have made a couple of signings.
First pitch changeup. Oh, you love it. That was perfectly spotted. Do it again. No, well, I mean, okay. So that's a fastball away that Freeman wanted. And if you threw another changeup, he's swinging through it, right? I mean, Freeman has to expect as a changeup. So I would actually surprise him with the fastball upstairs. Yes. Oh, you missed it. I'd do it again. So okay, so you get him. I mean, that's silly. That's like a veteran luck, you know. I mean, props to Freeman for getting wood on this. And he is looking for a fastball enough because this is the changeup out of the zone. But yeah, that's a beautiful pitch, and you deserve better than that. You deserve better than that, Grayson. 96 now. It's not 100, 101 anymore. It was fun. It was a good time. It was all adrenaline. I don't know if he's trying to do that low. It can work down, but I don't really. Yeah, he's trying to do these fastballs low. It might be one of those cases that I don't necessarily agree with all the time. I'm very much about like. I am anti overanalyzing the batter's skills of like inside outside, that kind of thing. Like they might be saying like, look, Will Smith is much better at high fastballs than low fastballs, so we're just gonna stay low with it. I think that Rodriguez's fastballs perform better upstairs. I don't know. I feel like it's weird how we look at samples. Let's say there are 20 events this year where Will Smith made contact or put balls in play upstairs. Is that really enough of a sample for us to understand that like Grayson Rodriguez's fastball against him? I don't know how I feel about that, but if this is just independent one, but cool, we're going to challenge him low now because we did him high. That's fine. That can be an approach that works for Grayson Rodriguez too. You know, like the Zach Gallen one I was talking about. That's a spiked pitch. There's another good fastball. That's good. That works. Now you do a slider off of that. Changeup. Wow. So that's a changeup. That's supposed to be kind of more middle and down. Eats him up inside, though. And kind of shows that if Rodriguez had like a sinker inside, oh my gosh, you would demolish guys. That hurts. And he's on a fastball now. So you can probably go another changeup. He was on that. You can see, this is the kind of stuff that like, that body language, you can see Will Smith, right? I'm pointing. as if like that's my screen. You can see Will Smith lean here, right? Doing this. Because if this were in the zone, he would be timed for it, but then he held up, right? He did exactly what you're supposed to do. So he's timed for the heater. Take advantage of that. Ah, you got to throw a secondary for a strike, though, buddy. There's a changeup that's supposed to be away. That honestly, I've seen those go for home runs before, like Lamonte Wade Jr. Took one of those yard in the other games. I'm like, well, that's dumb. That's annoying. I don't remember which pitcher that was. Was it like Gilbert or someone? I can't remember. It was stupid. What is this? Is this the changeup or is this the slider? I looked away for a second. No, that's the changeup. That's supposed to be down and away. Came back down over the plate. Muncy, if he was prepared for that, would have done it. Expected a fastball.
You are who you are. Not to mean
Yeah.
you can't
So he got Muncy in an elevated fastball before, and I think that's in Muncy's mind. Yeah, that's another hang. Oh, man. 3 mistake changeups in that, I bet.
not bring the time.
And you might say, oh, well, he got an out. Yeah, you get him the third, though. And it's not the best situation. There's a fastball that, yeah, that's inside. And this doesn't, this can work. But I think also, remember the last at bat with Martinez where he was expecting fastball and he took all of these sliders, or sorry, he took all of them in the zone. I think he was going up there being more aggressive this time. And this isn't terrible. Like, this is kind of inside, but it's not where he's trying to get it. He's trying to get it down and away. And Martinez does a great job of pulling that one to left field for a single. All right, so you let it run, buddy. It's okay. We're going to do changeups. Great pitch. Great pitch there. Fastball tugged. Okay. And I really want to establish something here. We're at the point of, like, we've seen a lot of pitches now from Grayson Rodriguez. And I want you to internalize, how do you feel about Grayson Rodriguez? If you were to describe what he does right now and what is really good and effective, how would you do it? I would say fastball is good. It's not overpowering. It is not a, here's my fastball, do something with it pitch, right? He has to sequence. And he's trying to, and he actually is doing a good job of battling the batter and not himself. I'm not saying, like, I don't trust him. There are absolutely times when he's not locating enough with the secondaries, and if he was able to execute X, Y, and Z, like, he would get much better results. But it's not at a point of just like, oh man, where is it going to go? I don't know, right? That's good to feel. Changeup is clearly the thing for him, and I'm fine with that. I think it's a really good changeup. He does need to get a little more consistent with it. He's floating a lot of them, getting away with some mistakes on it, but overall feels pretty good, right? I can't believe in the slider or curveball. He does get some first pitch strikes in it, but it's not one of those like, throw me a good slider now. He's not going to do that. So when you have that changeup that is good but not elite yet because of the consistency, you have a fastball that is not demanding success despite its velocity, and breaking balls that are not quite there, I'm a little worried, right? That's a low fastball down away, which you could say is good. He tries to get a double play, doesn't get it. This is a 2-1 count. Peralta's trying to do the same thing he did before, but instead he pulls that one, right? Instead of goes with it, he pulls it. And that's a gift for Grayson Rodriguez. I thought he would be someone that would be more inclined to go opposite field. Maybe I actually gave the wrong credit to Peralta before. Maybe he was just late on that other fastball and it worked out, and he wasn't actually trying to do that. And as I can see with that swing, that's a big, like, pull swing as a lefty. So maybe I gave him too much credit before. Maybe Grayson Rodriguez really did get unlucky with that 3-1 pitch before. And there's Haywood just giving him a gift. I mean, this is a first pitch changeup. And that's in your wheelhouse, and you should think, oh, man, this is it. Yeah, and you just, nope. Should have been taken advantage of. Oh, man. So once again, Chris Taylor is fastball hunting. 95, not 100, not 101, not 99, 95. But sometimes you see, like, the first pitch of an inning, you got to gear up. Let's see.
Top of the 5th inning, Chris Taylor again.
Oh, there it is. There's a nice slider for a strike. I like that. I really like that. You've seen 2 pitches now, up here and down here. Ooh. Throw nothing in this at-bat in here. Just nothing there. Change up down, fastball up. One of those two.
We'll see the changeup.
Yeah, let's see the changeup. I'm cool with that. Yeah, what did I just say? Nothing over there.
Did see the changeup.
And once again, he gets away with it. Oh, he almost doesn't. I mean, he doesn't. That's kind of what should have happened, based on, like, this being an 0-2 pitch right in the middle. Oh my gosh, Chris Taylor, you gotta be better than that. Oh, they called him out on review. Oh man. Wow, he should not have gone with. That was a great first pitch fastball. I'm just amazed that that changeup got away with it again. He's got away with a lot of changeups in this. That's really nice. That's a good pitch. Now you can throw a changeup off of that. No, he's going back. No. See, I hate this. You know, this is... Excuse me, I'm so sorry. This is something I see a good amount, and it frustrates me a little bit. Let's watch this. It sounds so minimal, and this is a fastball that really looks like a strike. Like, it's right there, and it is for ages and just isn't, right? He doesn't get the call, so he throws another fastball. And I hate to see that there was no adjustment made. And I understand, like, oh, it was right there, I'm just going to throw it again, and it should be better. But there was no adjustment made. If anything, it was a little bit worse. You know, it's a little bit higher up and more out of the zone. And I hate that. There has to be, as a pitcher, if you throw 2 pitches in a row, it can't be like this. It can't be the same thing and a little worse. You have to make the right adjustment. And those in-game adjustments are something that people have talked about with Grayson Rodriguez that mentally isn't quite as confident and is a little bit too much of a perfectionist. And there might be something to say about Grayson Rodriguez and his development in the second half.
You know, he's after seeing his work there.
And he's still not making that quite adjustment, right? Now it's 3-1. What do you do? Another fastball. Yeah, and you throw the first pitch finally. Okay, you got it. But now changeup should be the thing. Yes, good. You threw a changeup. I mean, again, not a good one. Not a good one. You swing all the way through. Not a good one. He's getting away with so many changeup mistakes. What is it, like 5 now? Well, the JD Martinez was the whole at bat to Muncy. JD Martinez was a slider up that he got away with, so that's fine. Chris Taylor got away with that one. He got away with. Hayward got away with. It's like 4 or 5. Muncy was like 4-1, 3-1. Hey, good pitch slider there. All right, first pitch. I'll take that all day. He's not expecting that. Fastball, and misses that one up. And now Betts is going to make the adjustment on that, so you don't throw a fastball up. Don't go after that again. He's going to make the adjustment. Yep. Serenity now! Oh, man! Look! Mookie Betts! Mookie Betts gets beat on this fastball up. 0-1 pitch, 98 miles per hour. And you think, oh, the rules, Nick, that you've been saying, if a guy gets beat on something, you do it again. Not Mookie Betts. You do not throw another fastball in the same place. The guy will make the correction. No! No! Serenity now! It's so painful. Oh, and he gets away with it. Unbelievable. I mean, look, like, I'm rooting for the pitcher. It's just karma. Like, this is not what should happen, you know? That is why Mookie Betts is Mookie Betts, though. You know? Also, that was too much in the play. That should be out of the zone at 0-2. Counts as a hit, though. It doesn't get the first pitch. Really saying this is okay. Be prepared. This is the inning where it kind of falls apart a little bit. Let's watch this a little bit more. But honestly, those 5 innings, it's 1 earned run. Not precision, right? Not like the guy that I feel like, oh my gosh. I've watched so many games of pitchers who are just so good and they allow like 3 earned runs in 5 innings or something, or 6 innings. I'm like, well, who cares? 4 earned runs? I'm like, well, whatever. He allowed like a home run or something like that. He's pitching so well and just didn't go that his way. This is certainly one where it doesn't feel like, oh man, that's 96. Oh, he almost caught that too. I mean, that's off the wall, you know, but he almost caught. This goes off his glove, and it's a triple because of that. But that wasn't, you know, that's 96 in a very hittable spot against Freddie Freeman. He deserved to allow like an extra base hit on that one. No, he tugs that. I mean, yeah, we can't rely on that slide. Look, Grayson Rodriguez has a good enough shape to his slider that he could just dominate right-handers down and away. Like, he could just do that all day. And I do wonder if we saw a lot of changeups because there were a ton of lefties. And we didn't really, you know, we see more of the slider approach, I think, against righties. But there's that changeup again. Doesn't get away with that one, right? Doesn't get away with that one. And it's 83 now because the velocity has fallen down through the start from the 101, 100 down to 96 in the start of it. So it's 83 mile per hour changeup now, right?
Big home run hitter, Max Muncy.
And there's the curveball at 79. Can't get the free real estate. Fastball 95 is 95 now, not 99. So that means that those mistakes are not going to be as hidden. See, Max Muncy swung through 98 before up there. Now it's 96 and he fouls it off, right? And also he's fouling that back. You guys know what that means. He's on the fastball. Do not throw him a fastball. Yeah. Muncy knows this though. Oh, and gets away. Okay, man goes to second. It's 2 strikes, 4-2 man on second base. 2-2 count against Muncy. You throw a changeup.
2-2.
Yeah. He's going to throw another changeup at 3-2. You will get him if you can execute this. And, like, as a pitcher, you got to be able to execute this. No. I mean, look, I see this so often. It's kind of wild to me how much I see this. I see a guy throw a secondary pitch at 2-2 that they don't execute. And it spells in so many ways that the hitter's expecting a fastball now at 3-2. And I feel like the last 4 times I've done these videos, anytime I say okay, throw the secondary for a strike and you'll get him, they don't. They throw a fastball and they walk him anyway. It's not a 100% thing that it's a good outcome if you throw a fastball here, right? You still can throw a ball. You often do. And you might as well try the secondary pitch. I feel like this happens all the time. Throw the dang changeup again. You'll get him. And that's the last pitch that Grayson Rodriguez throws. My takeaways, I mean, I imagine they'll be aligned with yours. There's still polish here. Obviously, it's hard to judge command from an adrenaline-fueled start, but we really were expecting more polish, I think, from Grayson Rodriguez in his first start back. It is better. Do not get me wrong. The changeup was way better in this one. Sliders were sometimes good down. He threw more of them down than I've seen before, but there's a lot of polish left. He's not going to be throwing 101 consistently. He's going to be probably throwing 97, 98. We saw the stamina go out through the start once the adrenaline wore off. He got away with a good amount. Grayson Rodriguez is not that oh man, he's going to dominate now. And honestly, I don't feel like Grayson Rodriguez is going to be that guy until next year. I feel like he needs to go through a lot. He really needs to go through the grinder a bit to become the guy we want him to be. That said, fastball velocity is great. There's a lot of great movement on the changeup. The slider and the curve can be really good additions. There's a ton of reasons why to like him in Dynasty and all that kind of stuff for future years. But right now, be a little careful with Grayson Rodriguez. All right, that is it for today. I imagine a lot of you guys wanted this one, so I hope you enjoyed it. But that is it. So my name is Nick Pollack. Make sure you check out all the other videos. I've been doing these every weekday for a long time. Been doing them now through the rest of the season. Leave a comment to tell me who you want me to watch tomorrow. But that is it. So my name is Nick Pollack, and may your bounce be low and your strikeouts high.